I mean, I mostly just said that get me 100 MAGA hat shit to motivate him, but I'll be goddamned if they didn't come through. I ain't never been so proud, baby. I almost cried.
You soft bastard.
Sorry, which one of us was crying all day when Sasha Obama graduated from high school?
That was only because we all watched her grow up, you bastard.
How big was the team you sent down to D.C. ahead of the Transvisibility March?
8 people, baby.
And they each got you 100 MAGA hats?
They sure as hell did, baby. You saw the pile in the corner of the dojo. 800 cheap-ass red Trump hats ready for the fire.
Were there that many Trumpers there?
Not really. I have no idea how they got so many hats, baby. I think a few of them might have ripped off a vendor. Sorry, I'm getting a little choked up.
Perhaps I should give you something to really cry about.
Hey, Millicent, baby.
Hello, sled dog.
Hello yourself, Bear. I demand to know why you have been neglecting my case.
What are you talking about, baby? We've been working your case.
Then why have I not been updated?
'Cause there ain't nothing to tell yet. But don't worry. Give me a couple more days, maybe a week, and I'll have something for you.
It's been weeks and you still have nothing to tell me.
Is that what I said? No, baby, I don't have nothing to tell you, but that don't mean I ain't been working the case. I was gonna get some work done on it today, in fact.
Oh, really? And what sort of work would that be? Spending my retainer on hot wings and beer at a strip club?
No, baby, it's Friday. We go to the titty bar on Sundays. Today, I'm gonna start sorting through this USB drive full of adoption records I got from a contact in the state child welfare office.
I see. How did you get those?
Yes, how did you get those?
With this, baby.
Is that your old police badge?
No, baby, that one has my old badge number on it. They might be able to trace it back to me. This one's a dupe with a fake number I had made up a few years ago. Flashing it around helps to grease the wheels, know what I'm saying?
So when you say you got these records through a contact in the child welfare office...
I mean, I showed up at the office 5 minutes before they closed, found the only guy still at work, cornered him, pressed the badge into his forehead and told him to make me copies of the adoption records and then forget I was ever here or I would make his life a living hell until he wished he'd never been born. Yes, baby.
How else was he supposed to get the bloody records?
I don't suppose this clerk from the records office would be able to identify you if he did decide to file a complaint.
Nah, baby. I wore my mirrored sunglasses and gave him a phony name.
What name?
Detective Buck Stagg.
Oh my God.
That's the best name I've ever heard.
So reading these files is all you can do at the moment? You've exhausted all other leads?
No, baby, I've got other leads, but...
I insist that you follow all available leads.
All right. God damn, baby, you got it. There's someone in Frederick who used to work for a husky adoption agency run by the St. Nikita Society that might know something. It's a long shot, but I was gonna get around to talking to him eventually. Jack, why don't you see if Wilhelmina's available and take a ride over there?
Aye, I can do that.
Cool. You good with that, baby?
Yes, thank you.
Shouldn't you get going, baby?
Are you gonna say please?
Thank you.
Aye, thank you. For nothing. And there he goes back inside as though he didn't even hear me.
He's trying to hold back from running away on account of how scared he is of you.
Smart lad.
So, are we stumped here or what?
Like hell we're stumped.
Well, let's review the situation. We came here to Frederick to talk to this woman who used to work for a husky adoption agency. We went to her last known address, but she doesn't live there anymore. No one at the office where she used to work knows where she moved. That guy we just spoke with was her former personal assistant, who also had no idea where she is. At this point, we can't even be sure she's still in Frederick. She's moved to Florida for all we know. Do you have any ideas for where we should go next?
Aye, I've got an idea. I know a tavern on Market Street.
So, your idea is we go and get drunk?
No, I have a place we can go to try and find this woman from the adoption agency. But before we go there, I'm gonna need a drink.
Is it that bad?
You'll find out soon enough for yourself. Well, well, well. Look who it is. I always imagined you two would knock on my door one day. What the hell do you mean, always imagined? You've only been here since January. I settled in fast. Come in, take a seat. So, what can I do for you?
We're here on business. We're hoping you can help us find someone.
Since you've settled in so nicely, it should be no trouble. My fine furry friends, you are standing in the office of the greatest detective since Philip Marlowe walked the streets of New York City.
Marlowe is a fictional character. And he lives in L.A.?
An honest mistake. It's been a few years since I read The Maltese Falcon. Now, fill me in on the case, if you please. There's nothing about the case you need to know. We're here looking for Tanya Sokolov. She used to work for an adoption agency here in Frederick called the St. Nikita Society. Now, how are we to go about finding her? It just so happens to be your good fortune that I know where Miss Sokolov calls home these days. She's been of invaluable assistance to me in several recent cases involving reuniting parents with children they put up for adoption. And, friendly fellow that I am, I'd be happy to point you in her direction. Perhaps we could come to an arrangement. Perhaps I could pour a can of sterno down your gullet and drop a match after it. Here's what I propose, my cantankerous colleague. It's the very soul of simplicity. I'll tell you where to find Miss Sokolov, and you will owe me a favor. What sort of favor? I can't say. Would it be easier for you to say through a broken beak? Your attempts to ruffle my feathers will get you nowhere. I can't say because I don't know what the favor will be yet. You'll just owe me one. I'm the reason you've still got a bloody private eye business in the first place. I'm not owing you a goddamn...
It's a deal.
Oi!
Do you want to sit here threatening each other, or do you want to do what we came here to do?
Can I have a minute to think about it? Fine. We'll owe you a favor. But don't push your luck, duck. It's a deal. Come on, then. Aren't you going to say please?
So, Stuffy, how'd your meeting with the county commissioners go?
Pretty good, actually. They were a little alarmed at first when they learned how active we've been as interim officials, but then they were also relieved that we finally banned ownership of bubonic plague specimens. And you told them we scheduled the special election? Yep, for November 15th. They said if we need any help to let them know. So what happens after you get elected mayor permanently, baby? Oh, I'm not running. And the new mayor, whoever that is, takes office January 1st. What if you get elected anyway? How? Perhaps if you were to be a popular write-in candidate. Oh God, you don't think that could actually happen, do you?
Voters do tend to re-elect incumbents, especially in local elections.
And technically speaking, you are the incumbent. You're right. I need to make absolutely sure I don't win this election.
I could campaign for you.
That should do it. Thank you.
No problem.
When do you expect Jack and Wilhelmina to return from their mission related to my case?
In about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's them coming in now, if I'm not mistaken, baby. How'd you do that? He's a witch! No, I heard the van pull up outside, baby.
Hans, your ears are as good as Toby Benson's. Didn't you hear the van pull up outside, too?
I was being theatrical.
Well, well, well. The gang's all here. We're not late for a town council meeting, are we?
Spare us your folksy pleasantries! Report!
Oi, keep your ribbon on, sled dog.
And don't get your hopes up, baby. I told you this Frederick lead was a long shot. What did you find, babies? Was it a dead end?
It was a total dead end.
See, that's what I was afraid of.
Except for the lead we got on Millicent's birth mother, that is.
You know where my birth mother is?
Why'd you say it was a dead end?
We were being theatrical.
Cease all irrelevant chatter! What did you find about my mother?
We still don't know exactly where your mother is, but Mrs. Sokolov remembered you and your sister and your brother. Apparently your adoption was handled through the St. Nikita Society.
Then they must have a record of who our birth parents were. We must return there at once and scour their files.
Aye, why didn't we think of that? Oh, right, we did. The records from when you would have been put up for adoption were damaged in a flood some years ago. We got nothing.
But you said you had a lead.
We do. Miss Sokolov is getting old, and her memory isn't what it used to be. She couldn't tell us your birth mother's name, but she did remember she was staying at a boarding school for troubled huskies during her pregnancy.
A boarding school? Where?
In Baltimore. It's called the...
The School for Wayward Bitches?
That's the one.
You ever been there, baby?
Of course not. At least, not that I can remember. But I've heard about it.
Then it sounds like that's our next stop. Good work, babies.
No problem. But don't just thank us. We got a hand from
Boscov's, aye, at the Frederick Town Mall. The manager there helped us get turned around when Google Maps sent us off in the wrong direction. Isn't that right?
I guess so.
A break in the case this big calls for a celebration, babies. How about you all come down to the parking lot behind the Stop and Shop and watch the MAGA Hat bonfire tonight? We're having beer and roasted cocktail weenies available to you all at friend prices. Your team really snatched all them hats off the heads of Trump supporters down there in D.C. last week? I think there may have been at least one truck heist or souvenir booth stick-up involved, but generally speaking, yeah, baby. And they all got away clean, too. Not a single arrest. Like ninjas and shit. Oh, if only I could have been on hand to witness the plaintive wailing and impotent rage of the involuntarily hatless Trump supporters. To absorb their grief and humiliation directly from the source would have been exquisite schadenfreude. I just hope none of them Trump voters thought your people were flirting with them. Yeah, right. If they did, they got their impression corrected in a hurry, I'll tell you that much. Thanks to my expert Krav Maga training, my people know how to handle themselves.
Why would any of the Trumpers think your people were flirting with them?
'Cause they were taking their hats, baby.
On account of stealing their hats.
Since when is it flirting to steal someone's hat?
Since forever, baby.
Come on.
That's how it was when I was a youngster. If a young lady, for example, wanted to get the attention of a fella she had eyes for, she might steal his hat and get him to chase her for it.
When you were a youngster, so we're talking tricorn hats?
Not all of them.
Stuffy, you've heard of this?
Yes, it's why I rarely wear hats. Flirting is stressful enough without having to catch my breath while I do it.
So those bullies who always took my hat when I was in school really just wanted to fuck me? Hey folks, thanks for watching this episode. And now, here with a few words about how you can help us out, here's Stuffy.
Hello. If you enjoyed this episode, please click like, share the video, and subscribe to this channel. And please consider helping us to make more videos by supporting this channel with a monthly donation through Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/Steve Shives to become a patron.
Thanks, Stuffy.
You're very welcome.
So what's next on the agenda, Mr. Interim Mayor?
In 3 days, I have a meeting with someone from MDL Lawn Care to discuss renewing their contract to do groundskeeping work on town properties. After that, nothing until the next scheduled town meeting.
Wow, not exactly a full-time job, is it?
I presume that's why it doesn't pay anything.
How's your actual full-time job going at the all-species shelter?
Great. I haven't felt this fulfilled professionally since I left the Mid-Atlantic Food Bank.
Whatever that is. Those Huskies aren't giving you any grief?
No, but even if they did, I'm their boss. First sign of insubordination and I'll bring the hammer down.
Really?
No, not really. I may be in charge, but they've still got me outnumbered.
So why do they listen to you? What keeps them in line?
Personal respect and trust in my abilities.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.